Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Week in Review with Molly. I'm Molly, and I'm standing in for Karen, who has decided to have a much needed little getaway, little vacation. And I'm sure she will relax, but she always tends to work during these things. But anyway, we might see her or hear from her later. Anyway, I'm here in her place, and I'm happy to be here. Um, so while I have your immediate attention, as you're enjoying this, please remember to click like and subscribe and the little notification bell because it will then notify you of all events that Aortic Hope has on AHTV, our YouTube channel. All the live events, and there's some really good ones. If you haven't joined, please do so. So here we are. It's Monday, and let's just go right into it. This is our Medical Monday, and our contributor is Kiana Zahiri, and she's a medical student, and we just love their posts. And this is a really good one, really good one. It's about blood thinners. The questions are, what are warfarin and heparin? And she says, happy spring and hello to everyone. Continuing the April theme of cardiac medications, she's going to discuss heparin and warfarin. Well, look at that great graphic. Ooh. Okay, so heparin and warfarin are both medications used to prevent blood clots, although their mechanisms of action are different. Heparin is a medication that's typically administered through an IV and functions as an anticoagulant, meaning that it prevents clots from forming. It functions to basically by promoting the activity of antithrombin 3, which is a protein found naturally in the body that helps prevent blood clots from forming. Heparin is most commonly used during open heart surgery prior to going on the heart-lung machine. It's also used in lower doses to prevent blood clots from forming in patients for other surgeries and in patients who will be bedridden for long periods of time, in patients receiving dialysis, and for other reasons. Warfarin, on the other hand, it's another commonly used medication. It's used to prevent blood clots also. It works by blocking the effects of vitamin K, which normally helps to clot blood. Common brand names of warfarin are Gentovin or Coumadin. And while heparin is mostly administered in the hospital via an IV, warfarin is a pill that can be taken at home. Warfarin is most often prescribed for patients who receive a mechanical heart valve replacement. It's a medication that must be taken forever to prevent blood clots from forming around that mechanical heart valve. However, excessive warfarin carries risks of bleeding. Therefore, those on warfarin will be required to take regular blood tests to monitor their INR, which is the international, I knew I was going to say it wrong, but anyway, it's a way to measure the thickness of your blood or the thinness of your blood. And it's to ensure that patients have a stable level of warfarin in their body that maintains a balance of preventing clot formation while also not causing excessive bleeding. Warfarin is also commonly prescribed for resolving blood clots that have been identified in the body or for any irregular heart rhythm, such as atrial fibrillation. To reiterate, while both of these medications have great benefits in preventing blood clots, they do carry an increased risk of dangerous bleeding. You may have to hold off on some of these medications before having certain medical procedures, like dental work. It's also very important to consult your doctor and healthcare team to make sure these medications are appropriate for you. And there she is, Kiana Zahiri. She's a Brown medical student, and she has several resources at the bottom of the article for you to click on and check out. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
INR is the International Normalized Ratio. It's a
Normalized
measure
ratio.
of blood clotting time.
Correct. And if I'm normal people not on blood thinners have a INR under 1, typically.
Mm-hmm.
And for these heart valves, mechanical heart valves, they want you generally between the 2.0 and the 3.0 range. Sometimes it's 1.5 to 2.5. But they, yeah, there's another article coming right after this one on for Topic Tuesday that kind of expounds on it. It's really interesting. I really like that article. Can't wait to get to it. But first,
Excellent.
we have,
Let's say hi to Christina.
oh, for real. Hey, Christina. How are you? How are you doing? I wish I could see her. Like, it'd be fun if she was on here with me. But anyway, hi, Christina. Thanks for stopping in. We're just going to move right into Movement for Movement Monday, which is art contributed by Joyce Carenbot, and she does a fabulous job of getting us motivated for moving our bodies. The sun is shining, the flowers are blooming, she says, and there's something about spring that just makes it feel like a fresh start. There's a quiet strength in this season. Everything that once looked still or lifeless is now starting to wake up, stretching towards the light and growing strong again. I could just see her doing her little exercises here. Your body can do the same. Even small intentional movements like walking in the sunshine, stretching on your porch, or moving through your favorite gentle routine can spark energy and hope within you. It's a motivational thing. You were made for renewal, for strength to rise again. Behold, I am a new thing. Do you not perceive it? This week, take a step. Breathe in the fresh air, feel the warmth, move your body like it's waking up to new life, because it is. She says that she's neglected her flower beds for years after her surgery, and she was too afraid to push her limits. But recently, after a visit with the Comprehensive Aortic program in Marietta, Georgia, which she's from Georgia. She got something that she had been praying for, the green light to gently do a little bit more. There's still some surgeries ahead for her, and her journey is not over, but at this moment, this step forward is her victory. And she said, I will be in my garden this spring. So good for her. She's going to have some beautiful flowers. I'm sure of it. And here she is. She says, you're not alone. You're not stuck. You're growing stronger with every intentional move. Join us on social media, share your victories, and tell us how you are intentionally moving this spring. And she does remind us to always check with your doctor before starting any new exercise routine. So there she is. There's pretty Joyce right there. Movement for Movement Mondays. Thank you, Joyce. That was really nice. And I'm glad that she's up to start taking care of her gardening. That's important for her.
Very promising.
Yeah. Let's see. We have Alvaro. He is another medical student that contributes, and this is for Topic Tuesday. And this is, there's a lot of, okay, well, I'll just get right into it. This week, we will discuss a topic revolutionizing anticoagulations, NOACs, novel oral anticoagulants. And let's explore what they are, how they work, and why they're not used in certain situations like mechanical heart valves. So what are they? NOACs are novel oral anticoagulants. They're also sometimes called DOACs. I might be saying that wrong, but direct oral anticoagulants. They're a newer class of blood thinners that include drugs like apixaban, and a few others. And these medications are used to prevent blood clotting. You like the way I avoided that one, Joshua? Unlike warfarin, the old school vitamin K antagonist, NOACs directly target specific clotting factors. For example, they inhibit factor XA, while dabigatran inhibits thrombin. Okay, they just do stuff, okay? They just go in there and do their thing, but they work differently than warfarin. So I like this. This is something I really, really like, this little comparison. So imagine you're managing a busy hospital break room and people need coffee all day long, just like your body needs blood to flow smoothly without clots. There are two ways to keep the coffee flowing. Warfarin is just like the old manual coffee maker. This machine needs a lot of adjusting. You must grind the beans, measure the water precisely, and check the taste constantly, just like your INR monitoring. If you mess up even a little, the coffee might be too weak, which is also akin to a bleeding risk, or too strong, which is a clotting risk. Now, NOACs are the new smart coffee machine. This one is pre-programmed. You just hit a button and it makes great coffee every time. There's no need to check, adjust, or monitor. It just knows how much water and coffee to use, so it's perfect. NOACs don't need that monitoring, and it still prevents clots effectively in most patients. But what if you use the wrong coffee pods? Let's say that your new machine can't handle the old school metal pods used for exceptional coffee, but you try it anyway. The machine malfunction. Well, if you try it anyway and it doesn't work, it's going to malfunction or leak. And that's what happens when you use these newfangled NOACs and mechanical heart valves. The valves are made of metal and change the flow of the heart. NOACs just weren't built to work with them, and using them can cause serious problems, they found out in the Realign trial, where they tried to use these NOACs with mechanical heart valves, and it just didn't work. So in this case, you must return to the manual coffee maker, warfarin. I love this analogy. I thought it was really fun, and it made a lot of sense to me. One of the biggest game changers with NOACs is no routine INR monitoring. Warfarin requires frequent blood tests to make sure you're within that therapeutic range. With NOACs, the dosing is fixed and predictable, meaning no dietary restrictions, fewer drug interactions, and greater patient convenience. So why can't they be used in mechanical valves, with mechanical valves? Now, here's where things get interesting and crucial. While NOACs are great for atrial fibrillation and venous thromboembolism, they are not recommended for patients with mechanical heart valves. Why? Because the Realign trial, which studied dabigatran in patients with mechanical valves, had to be stopped early. That whole trial had to be shut down. Patients on this drug had higher rates of thromboembolic events and bleeding compared to those on warfarin. The mechanical surface of the valve creates a unique risk of clotting that NOACs can't handle. So warfarin remains the gold standard for mechanical valves. So where do they fit in? Excellent option is for non-valvular atrial fibrillation, first-line treatment for deep vein thrombosis and pulmonary embolisms. It's not used in pregnancy, mechanical valves, or specific severe renal impairments. Oh my goodness. So NOACs have simplified anticoagulation for many patients by eliminating the need for the INR monitoring and offer fewer dietary restrictions. But remember, they're not for everyone, especially those with the mechanical heart valves, as he's reiterating. In those cases, the classic warfarin is still king. So that's it for today. Stay curious. And we'll see you back here next Tuesday for another exciting topic. And that's Alvaro. Yay, that was interesting. I like that analogy there with the coffee machine. I do recall that trial. Actually, when I was asked to be in a trial, and I'm not sure it was called the Realign, but it was the same idea where they took warfarin patients and put them on a NOAC. And I think I was within a year of my surgery, and I did not feel comfortable playing around with my medication. So I politely declined that trial. And thank goodness I did. That would have been so stressful. Ugh, so stressful. Yeah. Is Christina, does anyone here that's here on any warfarin or blood thinners? I'm curious. See how they think of them, what they think of them.
Well, remember, they're going to be about 15 to 20 seconds behind.
Okay. Well, then I'll just keep going. And we would like to introduce the Caregivers support group, which has been renamed to Caregivers Connection. It's a same support provided by caregivers for caregivers. And it's a group where you can just share your best practices for supporting your loved one, share the ups and downs, and come away with new friends, laughter, and support. Caregiver support group meetings happen on the first Saturday at 10 a.m., the first Monday at 10 p.m., and the third Monday at 8 p.m. These are all Eastern times. And this is only for caregiver attendees. No survivors should register nor attend. It is a closed group. And you can just click on this little link and you could sign up for it. And you can be reminded for any impromptu sessions. There's a few little pointers here to have the most successful Teams experience, which is the platform that's used for these support groups. And just basically some ground rules, just be prompt, learn how to use your device and how to navigate through the Teams process. Remember not to share any of this stuff with other people, so stay in a quiet room alone. It's private. No recordings. Nothing will be shared of these meetings publicly. So that's the privacy is the utmost importance to Aortic Hope. And to always remember that this group is about you, the caregiver. All feedback is welcome. And so hopefully if you haven't signed up for this Caregiver Connection Support Group, please do so. We'd love to have some new members and and just learn of your story.
So Christina says, I've been on warfarin for 11 plus years.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Betsy Kruger says, great information. Thanks, Molly.
Hi, Betsy. That's my sister in Alabama.
Hi, sister Betsy.
Yeah, she joined us recently. That was really fun. I shared this today's event with my family. I was going to see if anyone showed up, and sure enough, Betsy did. I'm sure my mom would like to be on chat, but she probably can't figure out how to do it. So she's probably here too.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
she says hi. Christina says, no mechanical valve, but IVC filter placed in major blood vein going back to the heart after blood clots after dissection.
Oh, goodness. That's interesting to be on warfarin without a mechanical valve. Very interesting.
I think the filter.
It's because of the filter. Oh, the filter might be not mechanical, but metal.
But
maybe.
It might not be. It might not be tissue filter.
So yeah, I just wonder how she feels about the testing of the INR and how frequently she does that. And
if I recall, she takes hers at the end of the day and then goes to sleep with it. If I recall properly.
Every day?
I'm pretty sure that's what she was saying. We were talking about times of medications once. I might be mixing that up with her beta blocker.
It might be because typically these the INR is tested monthly.
But warfarin, is that a 2-a-day thing or a once a day thing?
Once a day.
Okay, interesting.
And then you test the INR. Typically they ask for once a month, but some people like myself do it once a week.
You're mechanical as well, right?
Yeah. I got a mechanical. I got what I asked for, I guess. Apparently I was telling the surgeon. I demanded it as I was laid out, telling the surgeon what I wanted, what procedure I wanted him to do, and what valve to put in. I even have the name brand of it and everything. He said, I've never had someone in such dire situation tell me how to do my job.
Oh, she says yes daily and yes at night.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's ambitious. That's good. Well, gosh. Yeah, a lot of people, they talk about if they have to get a new valve, if they want tissue or mechanical, and the things that, you weigh, the options that you weigh. And a lot of people just don't want to be on that blood thinner and have to test and be aware of their diet. But, I'm 4 years, she's 11, and I've never heard Christina complain about it. And, it's one of those things, you just do it.
I've never heard her complain about anything.
No, she doesn't complain about anything. She's just happy. She's just happy little cow lover.
She's awesome.
Anyway, yeah, so good. Well, thanks for joining in here. And Betsy, I'm glad you're here too. Yeah, well, Saturday we had our Survivor Series. It was live, and I have not seen this yet. I got the tail end of it, but today I'm going to watch it as I'm doing my beach walk today, about 3 miles. So that should be enough time to watch the whole thing. But you were there, Joshua, and I want to hear about Jason Beatty's live survivor story that he shared with us on Saturday on this channel.
For sure.
Um, yeah. So what'd you think? It
Well,
seemed
he
very,
tells a very good story. He's about 6 months out. He dissected on October 10th.
oh,
Okay. And I know this because he is scheduled to get married on October 10th. And
next year,
so, no, this year, this
this year.
October coming up, yeah, they're him and his fiance are in the midst of their planning. They already know where they want to go. They already have all these things kind of wrapped up. And what's funny is, as he relays in the story, his fiance is getting her nails done, and they're just chit chatting, and he's telling the lady, "Yeah, so we had to move our wedding to October 10th." And she says, "Do you know what day that is?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Didn't your fiance almost lose his life on October 10th last year?" And it's like, boom, right? So that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Um, when he's about to get onto the life flight, um, he's never been in a plane. He's never been in a helicopter, and he's got pretty good drugs on. And he's like, and I'm just sitting there imagining that I'm on a backcountry road, just trying to get going where I'm trying to be.
Oh
So
gosh.
he's managing that anxiety that way, which is pretty good. But right before he gets on there, he looks at his, at this point, girlfriend, soon to be fiance, and he says, "Listen, I already talked to your sister about your hand in marriage, and so I ordered your ring. If it shows up, do not open it."
Oh, so does she take part in the story online?
Oh yeah, she comes in toward the
Oh,
end.
good.
She's feeding him lines off camera there for a little bit, and then we had some questions about caregivers, and so I asked her to come on, and she was happy to jump in there. And
Oh,
they're an
good.
adorable couple.
Oh,
They look
good.
like they're taking this on together. And what also was interesting is if you recall the Therapeutic Thursday that we had with Mindy not too long ago,
Mhm.
she relates that after Rob came home, like for like a solid month, she just slept with her hand on his chest, feeling his heartbeat. And
Hmm.
so this fiance did the same thing, right? And I'm like, that's Jason. That's how you know you got yourself a good one.
It's funny is that when I came home, my friend had bought a mattress that, came up,
Hmm.
you could adjust it. And so instead of sleeping in a recliner like a lot of people did, I had this bed that came up. And so I was always sitting upright. But I mean, almost every night for a week, I'd wake up and my mom would come from the other room, come into my room, and crawl onto this bed. But because she couldn't sleep upright like that, she was curled down at the little bottom like a cat. She was
Aww,
just like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "I want to make sure you didn't croak."
that
And anyway,
is
I just remember she
adorable.
was just curled up at the bottom of the bed. I'm like, "Mom, you don't." Anyway, yeah, I'm sure we scared a lot of people. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to watch this, and let's not give too much more away. It looks
Oh
like a
no,
great
I'm
story.
leaving a very fun part for you to find out on your own.
Okay.
I laughed hysterically. It was so good.
Oh, good.
Christina here, she says she tests at home once a month or more often after I add herbal supplements or med changes. So vegetables don't cause huge spikes or dips in blood thinness in me, but meds and pain meds are limited to a few kinds and still interfere. Oh, so she
Mhm.
does have some complaints that she never shares with us.
Well, that's not really a complaint.
But
She's just,
these for me these are data points, right?
yeah.
So just in case, and again, these medications, they always affect everybody individually. So she might
Mhm.
have very unique instances, but for the people that share those instances, it might be something to pay attention to. She's 11 years out. Like that's, I mean,
Yeah.
she's a veteran. She knows what she's on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still dicey. Like for me, at 4 years out, I'm constantly adjusting it. I can go several 2 or 3 months of just fine, but then it'll either dip or spike, and for no apparent reason. They don't
Mm.
know. They just, but that's why I test every week. Um,
She's laughing at us.
and we should bring her on here sometime. So I have a little pal besides you. Three of us could sit
I
here and chit.
want her to do a field report live when she's at a rodeo. Oh, she
Oh
goes to
yeah,
these things. She goes, like, my favorite story about her. She goes to Vegas, and she goes to the Super Bowl of rodeos, and I'm like, oh my, like, it's got to be so much fun.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. She knows how to have fun.
definitely.
Oh, and back with the survivor story. If you haven't told your story, or and want to share, we have lots of different ways in which to share it. One, you could just do a written blog. One, you can record with Joshua, or two, you could go live like Jason just did. And it's a fan favorite. We all love the survivor stories, and they are shared, across other platforms as well. I think Aortic grabs them and posts them too. So it's not just, limited to Aortic Hope, but people in the community love these stories, and everyone, at some point in time will find something to identify with somebody telling their story. So they're really important, and maybe, yeah. So yeah, sign up. There's a link right there. So going into Sunday, we have Share With You Sunday, and this is about Savvy Cooperative and the Rare Patient Voice. So what are these? So they're companies that have questions and that patients have the answer. So if you sign up for this, you can participate and help these companies get perspective from the patient. So too often these companies and innovators waste time and money creating products and services that don't meaningfully impact patients' lives. Why? Because they never bothered to ask the patient. So if you want to learn more about how you can earn money, and you earn money, ding, 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 while answering questions, check out this link for more information. Yeah, that's something to definitely check out. I have done so. Um, I was never matched up with anything yet, so I haven't made any money, but it is kind of nice. It's nice to impart that knowledge, especially if it's for a good cause. So Rare Patient Voice is LLC that provides patients and caregivers with rare diseases for any, or any for that matter, rare or other diseases, an opportunity to voice their opinions through surveys and interviews to improve medical products and services. Want to learn more? Click on that link and sign up for these and get involved. It's only for the good, for sure. So check that out. So Share With You Sunday, going forward, I
We will
think
be
we're gonna
sunsetting that idea.
we might be sunsetting that idea and starting something to get more community involvement. And we will call it Share With Us Sunday, where you share things with us and each other. Whether a topic is brought up and asked of the community, and people share their input. We'll see that happening, rolling out in May sometime. So stand by for that. Share With Us Sunday. Get involved and participate. We love to hear from you. So the events for the rest of the week, we have tomorrow, or no, excuse me, tonight actually. We have the WISE meeting. It's Women Inspiring Support and Empowerment with Aortic Disease, and that's at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. We have tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. We have a live Q&A with Amy Klump, who is a doctor of physical therapy. I got that right? Yep. And then on Wednesday, we have at 7 p.m. Aortic Hope support group meeting, the last one of the month. And that will be with Mark Matucci. And then going into May, which is Thursday, is May 1st, we have Therapeutic Thursday with John Quick. And if you just click on that link right there, it'll take you straight to the link. The link on AHTV will just take you right there. So, and that's where you can see a lot of all of our live events.
Specifically the playlist for Therapeutic Thursday.
Yes,
Yeah.
these. And these are all John's. If you haven't checked these out, check them out. They're really good, really entertaining, really fun. And there's a lot of things shared that, I think everyone could take something away from that. The next Thursday after Therapeutic Thursday, that evening at 6:30, we have the Aortic Kitchen with Chef Rob and Mindy celebrating mothers for Mother's Day. Yep. And then the Caregivers Connection, which is the caregiver support group that we mentioned earlier, is Saturday at 10 a.m. And then, of course, Sunday Qigong with Kevin Songer, and that's at 12:30 p.m. If you are thinking about and have thought about joining the Cinco de Mayo bingo, stand by for that. There may be a date change, so keep an eye out for that date and time change. So that's it, I think, Joshua. Anything else?
That buttons us up.
Well, we would like to thank Rock from the Heart for sponsoring this week's Week in Review. Rock from the Heart is a great, tongue-tied, a great group that does a lot of great things and brings awareness to aortic disease with a little fun spin on like rock music. And they have concerts and things, right, Joshua?
I'll take it from here.
Thank
so,
you.
Rock from the Heart is created by Pete and Amy Johnson after Pete was found to have a bicuspid aortic valve and eventually ended up getting open heart surgery in an emergency situation. His number one question when he got back to his physician was, when am I going to be able to drum again? Like, he didn't, that was his thing. He's a drummer, he's a musician, this is what he wants to do. And so post the recovery, him and his wife Amy were having a discussion, and he was like, I want to be able to do something where we can give back to the community. How do we raise awareness? Now, if you haven't met Amy, she is a dynamo. She is an extremely driven woman. And so she went ahead and got this thing going. And what they do is they do a 2-day event. The first day is they've rebranded this to Aortic Ed Sessions. They have a little cartoon character. That's going to go from about 1 to 5 or noon to 5 on Friday. And then on Saturday night in Moorhead, Fargo, North Dakota, will be Sebastian Bach. And he's been a fantastic artist, helping drive everything. I heard he not only does these regular radio shows where he continues to promote the actual event, he talks about their courage, the courage of the people of this community of being able to go out and still push after dissections, after these life-changing events. And so he's a great supporter. He lets them have this big giant bobblehead head picture of him that they get to parade around town and get people to take pictures with. He goes on podcasts and throws the support. He helps them with shorts, YouTube shorts for further promotion. So, and I am looking forward to seeing him. I think this is going to be very awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And that is May.
This is happening 2nd and 3rd of this. Yeah.
Oh, good. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're great. We like to be friends with Rock from the Heart. They're a good group. Well, that's it. That is it. Thank you so much for being here, and hope you have a really nice week. We'll see you soon.